What's going on, everyone? Peter back again for another daily video. In today's video we're talking about, do you have to do the squat, the bench and the deadlift? Is it a necessity? Are you going to be executed at the stake for not doing the big three lifts? Or you'll hear words like the king of all exercises. Now, to start this off, the squat, the bench and deadlift can be absolutely incredible exercises for you to do in the gym. They're, classically big compound movements, and with that you can move a lot of weight if you get strong at these movements over time. And with a lot of weight, if you get stronger, if you're using your muscles and you're using appropriate form, you're not accumulating injuries, this is going to lead to long-term muscle growth, and you can pack on a serious amount of mass, and that's good news, right? So these exercises can be amazing, and that probably tells you why they're so popular, okay? Because for a lot of people, they are probably the go-to exercise, okay? Because you can move a lot of weight and you can progress probably in the best manner out of most other exercises, really. And the equipment's there in every gym. You just need a squat rack, really, or a barbell for the deadlift and a bench press, and basically virtually every gym has one of those, okay? So that's all the good, but the reality is there is a certain amount of the population out there who these exercises are maybe not built for. I'm talking about the classic, say, high bar back squat, the classic bench press touching your chest, and the powerlifter style conventional deadlift. For most people, these are going to be fine, but the reality is there is some people out there who would maybe benefit from a different kind of variation of these movements or exercise. There's going to be people who maybe shouldn't be bench pressing right away if they get pain in their shoulders or something. Maybe they'd be better doing a different variation, okay? Some people, you don't have to do a conventional deadlift. You could do a hex bar deadlift, okay? And unless you're doing powerlifting, these exercises are not mandatory. There's no one who has a gun to your head and forcing you to do these exercises, okay? Unless you're competing in a powerlifting competition where it's mandatory to do these exercises in the exact way that they stipulate in the rules, you don't have to follow it, okay? Maybe that would be beneficial, okay? Sure, it's beneficial to go, parallel, basically, when you're squatting, okay? But some people, they might want to go a bit lower, okay? And some people might want maybe even go a bit higher. It just depends on your active range, okay? And, for some people, if you have a really small thoracic cage, you're going to be, your range of motion in the bench press is going to be much, much more than someone who's got a big, rib cage and they're barrel chested, so to say, and they've got a lot of fat and muscle there. So they've got less distance travel. So that could be why you're feeling shoulder pain, just out of, just an example. In the deadlift, okay. Some people are going to find that the hex bar deadlift is more appropriate for them. Some people are going to find that the sumo is better for them. You really just have to test these movements out and see which one is appropriate for you, one you enjoy it more, one maybe what feels better, okay? But in saying that you don't have to do these exercises, there's a good chance that they're going to be a good fit for you because they've fared so many people well up to this point. And, as usual, there is probably a good reason why these exercises are so popular, okay? And sure, it may be just for ego purposes because they are generally the ones you can move the most weight in. But with that, if you're doing it in a controlled manner, that could definitely correlates with more muscle growth if you can progressively overload the muscles more with mechanical tension, okay? So don't think that you have to do these exercises, okay? Maybe you want to do a front squat and you just really want to get a sick front squat because you just like it, you think it looks cool. Go ahead. I don't think anyone is going to complain about that, okay? As long as you're training hard, and that doesn't mean busting your balls every day. It just means, you're putting in a substantial amount of effort to progressing. As long as you're doing that, whether you're doing a front squat or a back squat, I don't think it really matters, unless you are, of course, competing in a powerlifting. You want to compete in a powerlifting competition. Well, then specificity would state that you should probably be focusing on the back squat, because that is what's going to be tested in your federation. Okay, so I don't know any powerlifting competitions that do front squat. In that case, you would do probably a front squat. Okay, so if the bench press is tested in powerlifting with a pause, with 1 second pause, then you should probably be practicing the 1 second pause. If not, then it's kind of up to you. That's not saying that a pause bench press doesn't help with producing force out of the bottom of the lift, the hardest part, but you're not going to be tested on it, so you don't have to do it. It's a choice. Okay, so don't forget about optimal, but realize that you have to apply the word optimal in the real world situation. So if an exercise is optimal for you, if maybe it may be better for muscle growth, but you really hate it, and the equipment, you have to drive an extra mile to go to the gym that has that equipment, and a whole host of other problems. If that is in your way, then maybe it's not the most optimal thing for you, because you're not a robot. You have, you have a whole psychological aspect to you, and if your motivation's down, then and other factors like that, and you're going to be less likely to adhere to that exercise and progress for it, then maybe you are better off choosing a less optimal exercise that you'll actually be able to adhere to, you'll actually be able to progress to, and you'll actually be able to see real world gain, because theory does not always apply in practice. Just remember that, okay? So yes, the squat, bench, and deadlift are very effective exercises, and you don't have to do them, okay? Even though they're lifting folklore, you don't have to do them, okay? And if anyone tells you that, try to be open-minded about it, okay? So that's all for today, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.